NXT Deadl1ne, which is WWE's final pay-per-view of 2022, takes place tonight on pay-per-view. There are 5 matches on the card with this new pay-per-view concept. My name is Manlykefresh, and without further ado, let's go through the matches that are on the card. So let's go. To get all updates on what videos are due to come out next and when they're due to come out, and to just follow me in general, you can follow me on Twitter at Manlykefresh, www.twitter.com/Manlykefresh. So, first match I'd like to cover is the NXT Tag Team Championships with Eric and Kit, the NXT Tag Team Champions of Pretty Deadly, taking on SmackDown invaders, the New Day, in Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Why Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are on NXT challenging for the Tag Team Championships, I have no idea. But they came to NXT this past Tuesday and made it apparent that they were after Pretty Deadly. As Pretty Deadly said, they'd beaten every single person there is in the whole of WWE and NXT, so the New Day decided to come along and crash the party. So obviously this is probably Triple H's and Shawn Michaels' way of making Pretty Deadly step up and be a bit more of a formidable team, and what better team to give them the rub than the I think 13, 14 time tag team champions, I think they are. So I think Pretty Deadly will find a way to win this match. Probably won't win clean, but my prediction is Pretty Deadly will win and retain their championships. So Alba Fyre, aka Kaylee Ray, will be taking on an old rival from NXT UK in Isla. Now this rivalry has started when a couple of weeks ago on NXT, Alba Fyre challenged current NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose to a last woman standing match, which she was actually about to win until Isla Road came up to the top of the ladder, I believe, and spat some mist in the face of Kaylee Ray, aka Alba Fyre, which cost her the match, which allowed Mandy Rose to retain her championship and go on her lengthy dominating championship reign. So now we're in this situation where she's now challenged Isla Dawn to a match. Now I am, but hands up, I've never watched NXT UK, not like that. I've never really been a fan of NXT UK, so this rivalry to me is still quite fresh. But what I do know of these two have a rich history, and I do believe since Isla Dawn is still the new person on NXT, I feel she'll probably find a way to win. She'll probably cheat and beat Alba Fyre. This rivalry won't end here, but I do believe at this pay-per-view, Isla Dawn will win this match. So with War Games going over to Raw and SmackDown, we have a void in the NXT pay-per-view slot. So they've now created this new concept of the Survivor Iron Person match, which this year, hopefully this is going to be an ongoing concept, has Cora Jade, Inda Hartwell, Zoe Starks, Roxanne Perez and Kiana James, all being in this match to determine the number 1 contender for Mandy Rose's Women's Championship. So the new rules of this new concept are as follows. 2 wrestlers start the match, and every 5 minutes another wrestler enters until all 5 participants are present. Very similar to War Games. After the last wrestler enters, there is a predetermined time limit, which I believe is 25 minutes. Each wrestler time, every time a wrestler scores a pinfall, submission, or is being a victim of a disqualification, they gain a point. A wrestler who has pinned, submitted, or gets disqualified goes into a penalty box for 90 seconds. The winner of the match that has the most points wins the match and becomes the number one contender. So she's very similar to the championship scramble WWE used to do, and it's very similar to what TNA used to do called this King of the Mountain match. So it's like a combination of the two. So in this match, these 5 women are never been world champion, but I feel like out of all 5 of them, I think Indy Hartwell will win this match. Reason being, Roxanne and Cora Jade, they respectively have their own little rivalry going on, especially when Cora turned on Roxanne after they won the Tag Team Championships from Toxic Attraction earlier this year. Kiana James is still quite a fresh newbie. She's really kind of an unknown. And Zoe Stark currently has beef with Nikita Lyons, who I feel will probably interfere in this match and come and attack Zoe Starks. So Indy Hartwell, I believe, will become the number one contender to Mandy Rose's NXT Women's Championship. And over to the men's one, we have the old NXT North American champion Carmelo Hayes. We also have JD McDonough, who was the former cruiserweight champion during the whole pandemic saga. In fact, it was quite funny. He lost the championship to Carmelo Hayes to unify the titles. We have Grayson Waller. We have Joe Gacy from Schism, as well as A-Kid, who is now bearing the name of Axiom, all challenging for the right to become the number one contender to Bron Breakker's NXT Championship. So the rules are exactly the same as the women's one. 2 people start off. After 5 minutes, people come into the ring. When all 5 participants are in the match, the person who loses a pinfall will go into a penalty box, and at the end of the 90 seconds, they'll come out, rejoin the match, and whoever gains the most points at the end of the allotted time, which I believe is 25 minutes, will become the number one contender to the NXT champion. So in this match, I feel like the easiest and the most predictable outcome would be Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is money. That guy he's been a star from the day he joined NXT, but I thought it would be too predictable for them to make Carmelo Hayes go for the NXT Championship as we speak right now. So as it stands now, JD McNugger, JD, shall I just call him JD to make life easier, and Axiom have their own little beef going. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, JD literally injured Axiom's leg, so they're going to have a little rivalry in this little match. So I feel like it's not going to be over. Joe Gacy right now, he doesn't need a championship, and he's had championship opportunities before, so I dare say, even though I can't stand this guy, I feel Grayson Waller will become the number one contender to the NXT Men's Championship. So Grayson Waller to win. So in the main event, we will have Rick Steiner's son, Bron Breakker, defending his NXT Championship against NXT returner Apollo Crews. So the build up to this match had been very weird. So there's not been any hostility. It's like these two have come in here as good friends. 1 week, Bron Breakker is meeting Apollo in the cafe, and then they're having breakfast together and they're just talking things through. And then the following week, which was this week gone, they're on a boat together fishing, and they're just talking about, what it means to be NXT champion and all of this. It's weird, but interesting concept. But I want people to remember something. This is Apollo Crews we're talking about. Remember, this is the guy who was on the main roster who turned heel and become the Nigerian prince, and he had Commander Aziz behind his back, and he used to do anything possible to win the championship, which was at that time the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. He made a name for himself for running roughshod on people. So can we really trust Apollo Crews in this match? I don't think so. I feel Bron Breakker will win this match. I don't want him to win the match. I'm not a fan of Bron Breakker, but Bron Breakker will win the match. And in the aftermath of this match, Apollo Crews will turn heel. Now, what does that mean for these two moving forward? I don't know. But I believe Bron Breakker will win the match and Apollo Crews will turn heel. So guys, that's all my matches covered. Stay tuned for my final thoughts. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you have reached the end of my prediction video, so please make sure you like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you don't, I will come to your house, I will open your front door and I will come and press subscribe for you. It's not hard, just click on the corner, up on the corner of my profile and click channel Manlykefresh.INC. Subscribe! That's what you've got to do. Anyway guys, enjoy the pay-per-view and I'll see you at the next prediction video. Take care. Bye.